Hello again, everybody, and welcome to a fantastically fun-filled week. If you didn't know, this Friday, October the 11th, is the official 5-year anniversary of Flesh and Blood. The game has been around and in our hearts for 5 years on Friday, so this week we are going to celebrate on this channel with all things 5-year Flesh and Blood related. So what better way to kick things off than, of course, doing everybody's favorite thing, making a tier list of all of the sets that have been released to this point so far. That's what everyone wants to see. This is the content you came for on this channel. Make the number go slightly higher because numbers going up, that's what we want to do here. Can we get this number to go to 22,000 before Friday, or maybe even on Friday to celebrate 5-year anniversary? Who knows? We'll find out together. Nevertheless, I think it's 14 sets. I've uploaded an image of each of the booster pack arts here, and we are going to put them into S tier all the way down to D tier. How am I ranking this? However the heck I want, okay? If I like the set, it's going high. If I don't like the set, it's going low. I literally have not prepped for this at all. I thought it would be just a fun exercise. So if you'd like to play along as well, feel free to grab the tier maker link down in the description. I'll throw it in there. You can build your own version of this. So I want to put these in chronological order, starting with, of course, in 2019, October 11th, 2019, Welcome to Wraith released, and then early in 2020, around February, we had Arcane Rising. Following that, we had the Crucible of War, the first expansion set. Then we had Monarch, which introduced the talent system, and that's when things like just really popped off between Crew and Monarch, really popped off. Tales of Aria was the gateway set for many people at that time, and in fact actually sort of chimed in and rung in the competitive season that we have seen, iterated on and built upon from that point forward. In fact, the very first calling was hosted in Las Vegas, coincided with the Tales of Aria world premiere. So this set is very sort of inexorably tied. In fact, both of these sets tied to how competitive play blossomed. Super pumped when this set came out, and then I got to cast that calling, which was really, really fun. It was in Las Vegas as well, the first one. After Tales of Aria, we had Everfest, which kind of continued the storyline of Tales of Aria into Everfest. People, the main sort of gang looking for the Keepers of the Eye of Ophidia, which is now just getting told and continued on in Rosetta. Nevertheless, after that, we had Uprising and Icelander making her huge debut, even though she did come and show up in Everfest right before that. Uprising was her big splash, along with Dromai and Phi. A fantastic set of heroes there. And Dynasty followed that, which saw the murder or the regicide of the Emperor of Volcor and the introduction of the Assassin class. Following the Assassin class introduction, we had the full set of Outsiders, where Assassin got their kit padded out. Then following that, we had Dusk Till Dawn and Bright Lights. And then actually, this is actually in order, which works out perfectly, because after Bright Lights, we had this year, which is Heavy Hitters, Part the Mistveil, and most recently, Rosetta. So I'm going to go in chronological order. Why? Because I want to. So I like Welcome to Wraith. Welcome to Wraith, to me, for the longest time, was sitting in the S tier. I think now I put it at the A tier. I enjoy playing those 4 heroes. They are certainly underpowered now in the way the game functions, but it's always fun to come back to those heroes. I do think that the limited version of this set, playing limited, was a bit derivative, maybe is not the right word. It got condensed very easily to just play a Nothos and win the game, which was kind of cool. But I still very much enjoyed it. If you're looking for like a casual sealed or casual draft experience, Welcome to Wraith is incredible. It really, really is. So for me, this is an A tier set. Arcane Rising is interesting because Arcane Rising has my favorite hero in it, and that's Kano. It also had perhaps the most, out of these first 2 sets, this was the one that really made me go, huh. They're not just kind of building and iterating off of the first set. It made me like kind of really wonder where the game was going from there. But as I've dug more and more into this set, I've actually enjoyed it more and more, almost to the point where I think I like it better than Welcome to Wraith, but I am actually going to put it slightly lower in the A tier. To me, this is a fantastic set to open. It's a fine set to play sealed and draft. Fine. I mean, it's not very good in sealed and draft, but you know, it's really fun. In casual, it's really fun. And I think the set is very powerful looking back on it. In some cases, probably too powerful. I mean, Art of War's in this set. All the tutors and draw cards are basically in this set, which is pretty funny, except Toma Fjendahl's in here. But nevertheless, very, very powerful set, and one that I very much enjoy going back to. Command & Conquer made its way into the game. So anyway, Crucible of War is my first S tier set. I will die on this hill. This is quite possibly the best set that has ever been released, but I think it's one of those things that you kind of had to be there. If you were there when Crucible of War released, it was just this electric moment where everybody got something interesting to try and do with their heroes. All 8 heroes in the game had something exciting and interesting to try with this set, and it made me fall in love with the idea of expansion sets, and I guess slots technically, but expansion sets. And it's still so much fun to go back to. Obviously, you can't draft this, you can't play sealed in this, but it's really, really freaking fun to play with the cards from this set. And some very iconic cards came from this set as well, including iconic weapons like Zephyr Needle, which is still seeing play today. Mandible Claws came out of this set. I mean, I remember going on walks, and just like the entire time I was walking my dog, I was sitting there thinking about how I would use this weapon and what like combos that would be facilitated because this set released. Monarch was the first time that we saw talents enter the game, and I thought they were pretty cool. I was into Prism at the time. I would call this a B tier set for me. I thought they were pretty cool. I was kind of interested to see how talents were going to be fleshed out within the game and whether or not they were going to retrofit characters with talents. Turns out that is not the case, and the characters are more like fighting games. But at the time, I was not looking at this as a fighting game. I was looking at it as a straight TCG, so I didn't know how they were going to bridge these card pools together. And it turns out these are less like card pools that should all be intermingled and more like really kits, I should say. They're more like kits that like a fighting game character takes advantage of and makes use of. And so this was like a watershed moment in the design of the game and how it revealed to everyone. That being said, I think it was a fun overall sealed and draft set. I played far more sealed than I did draft. I think I only did a handful of drafts of this, where I did a good bit of drafts and sealed on both of these sets. And this one was fairly fun. I did a lot of the pre-releases and the sealeds in general, and I enjoyed it. But it wasn't one that like called to me, especially after these 3 sets. This one felt like a little bit, like looking back on it, it felt like I would rather have just continued playing these sets. But I did play a lot of Prism at this time, which was pretty fun. And I was playing the aggro version, so like, come on. Tales of Aria. There's a lot of people that love this set, and I will tell you, I was actually not one of them. I might go as far as to put it in C tier. I actually did not enjoy this set after it released. I think the biggest detraction for this set from me was actually the sealed experience, because it just so easily felt like Force Briar and everything else didn't matter. It changed in draft, and I did do several drafts with friends and things like that, but this is one of the few sets that I still just have not gotten around to putting in binders, and I was like, eh. So the funny thing is, I actually think it's one of the more beautiful sets to look at, and I opened a heck of a lot of it with my family, just because we enjoyed opening the set. So maybe I should give it bonus points for the opening experience. It's just the act of playing like Oldhim, for example. I enjoyed Briar a good bit. I enjoyed Lexi some. I think the Fuseless Lexi list was the one that obviously took off, but playing like Lightning and like Ice Lexi was pretty cool. So, I'm torn between these two. But you know, whatever I pick, it's my own subjective opinion. So we're going to throw it here. We're going to throw it there, and we'll move it around later, probably. Everfest, another absolute banger of a set. Now, is it S tier worthy? Yeah. Yeah, okay, so here's the thing. I love expansion sets. I almost keep wanting to call it expansion slots. I love expansion sets. I know people are going to be mad that I have too many S tier things, so if I had to shift it, I would do this one there. I think Everfest is incredible. I think the one failing of Everfest was those, like all the potions and the talismans and those sorts of things, the amulets. That's like the one detraction. But I mean, everything else. And honestly, I actually kind of liked collecting all of those potions, talismans, the trinkets. I liked collecting them in cold foil. It was a fun little chase. So for me, it wasn't that bad. I know a lot of people didn't like it. The power level of this set is absurd. Like, it's insane. By the way, this is the set that Starvo came out in. The power level of this set for like brutes and things like that is just so, I mean, it's good. It's really good. I liked it. It gave Rune Blades even more to feast on at the time, but quite good indeed. Uprising. You know what? Hold on. I'm doing that. Uprising. I actually, where do I put Uprising? Do I like Uprising more? Okay, so from a sealed perspective, it was just like Force Fi is kind of how you ended up settling, and that wasn't great. I didn't do very many drafts of Uprising. So how do I feel about Uprising now? From a constructed standpoint, I think it was awesome. In fact, from a constructed standpoint, I think I like it better than Arcane Rising. Are the rosy colored glasses making me put... I'm just going to put it right here. I think it fits right here. But if I'm ranking this all unlimited, then this would not be nearly as high. And I probably put it around this Tales of Aria, same things. If this was just limited, that'd be a fun one to do, actually, just limited rankings. Nevertheless, I think overall, I like this set a lot. Oh, crap, it had the Marvel Dragons. Oh, forget everything. Actually, it should go there. Marvel Dragons, never mind. Wait, S tier. Oh, shoot. Oh, man. Oh, heck. I think I might do it. Oh, I don't know. The Marvel Dragons single-handedly pushed this up, so I'm doing it. No. I'll hold back a little bit. Dynasty. Okay. Dynasty. Where does Dynasty fall for me? Dynasty feels... So I opened a lot of Dynasty as well, and I had really good pulls for Dynasty. But at the same time, it didn't hit the same as an Everfest or a Crucible of War. To me, Dynasty, it was almost like setting you up. It was setting you up for, you know, future design space to be explored. I think I would put Dynasty here. Yeah, I think I would put it here. Actually, no, I really enjoyed opening it, though. I definitely enjoyed opening it more than Monarch. And I enjoyed opening it more than Tales. But as far as playing, like, you couldn't really do, like... I mean, you could do, like, Blitz Tiger stuff. You could do that. I mean, the surge effects were not good in Wizard. You didn't really get a lot from that set until later, and they actually padded it out. So, yeah, maybe it deserves the spot here. I don't know. Outsiders was fun, though. I enjoyed the Outsiders Limited experience. I think I enjoyed it probably as much, like, maybe more than Monarch. Nah, I think I enjoyed Monarch's Limited better. I think I still would, if I had to pick between these two and play Limited in one of them, I think I would still pick Monarch. Maybe that's just because it's been longer since it's been out, but I think I would probably go with that. I think this is a good spot. The heroes, as far as the heroes are concerned, I think the heroes are fairly cool. Like Riptide's in this set. I think Azuri was really fun to play. I played a lot of Azuri when she first came out. I think I'll do that. I think that feels like a good spot. Maybe that feels good. Dusk Till Dawn, to me, this one was just sad it fell flat. I think Dusk Till Dawn was a miss. And I don't know if there's a lot of people that would argue against it. But the fact that it was so heavily Shadow and Light, just talent cards... And yes, there were power cards for like Bolton, and there were, you know, the reintroduction via Vinset and via the new Prism. Those heroes are, you know, very splashy and like, oh, here they are back again, you know, that sort of thing, or at least Prism. But to me, it just didn't really hit. It didn't really click on those cylinders. But would I justify D tier versus C tier? I think I would. I think I would. This was the final sort of expansion set before they did away with the expansion sets, if you even want to call it that. And it was definitely that. Dynasty than this one. And I think this was the shifting point where it was like, okay, if we're not doing a set like this, where it's just all generic or / all non-talented heroes, like, does this set actually have functionality as an expansion set? So for me, it sits there. Bright Lights, I think, also sits here. I think I like Bright Lights better than Dusk Till Dawn, but for me, this one was also, like, I did not enjoy playing that sealed. I did not enjoy playing draft in that format. There were so many people that were like, play in 100 drafts and then you'll see the depth, and I'm like, no. If I have to go 100 drafts to see the depth, there's a problem. I'm sorry. It's just not. Yes, your 1%ers can find the beauty in the format, but really, I'm like, really, is that what we're angling towards? That should not be the target demographic of your limited play, even though that the game is so, potent and focused on high level competitive. Like, still, it's a miss. And the heroes, like, Dash.io was awesome. Max was meh to me, and Teklevasan was exciting until he was just found to be unfunctional in the format, in really just about any format. And so that was a real downer. I built Dash.io in paper. I still have it in the deck box over there. I brought it to Worlds that year, last year? Yeah, Barcelona. I brought it to Worlds. And I still love that deck. And it's about to be very, very good again, which is cool because I get to dust the deck back off and run it back again. Nevertheless, it sits right there for me. Okay, Heavy Hitters. Heavy Hitters is probably my favorite set of all time. It's probably my favorite set of all time. And the reason is it has this an optimized version of the experience that I so much enjoyed in Welcome to Wraith as far as like limited is concerned. The draft is incredible. The sealed is incredible. It introduced some really exciting characters that did not immediately break the game, but had potency. Like the most impactful hero from this game was KO, and he was doing some numbers at the beginning of this year. But even then, like, the meta was so wide open, so it didn't immediately drop and just like crack things, which is incredible, of course. They also had the ability to play heavy hitters, like just the heavy hitters set classic constructed, which was something that they kind of like delved into at the Celebrational. Like, hey, here, play heavy hitters only, like heavy hitters solo as a format. And it was good. Like, it was actually good. Like, people should play that as a format. That should be a format within these, like, set. Like, there should be casual formats in the game that are literally just one set CC. And it worked. And you could do like deathmatch, draft, ultimate pit fight, which was incredibly fun. And probably the best way to play ultimate pit fight with friends is to crack like packs, draft your deck, and then just slam them against each other. This set was so much of a triumph, it honestly makes just about every other set pale in comparison. And if you disagree with me, I'd love to know your reasoning why, because I feel very strongly that this is the best set that they've ever released. And that includes the following sets we're about to talk about. Part the Mistveil, I feel like sits right here around for me. I probably would play the, I don't know. Maybe I would still prefer I know I have a weird soft spot for Monarch Sealed because I played so much of it. But Part the Mistveil, to me, was like a fine limited format, but after digging into each of the heroes, I did not enjoy them nearly as much as I had hoped to, and I think I still derived fun out of playing New, and I did not enjoy playing Enigma. So everyone has their own opinions on the hero, right? And then I really hoped that Zen was going to be like the Tiger version that we're just now seeing become popular again. But instead, he was just Bonds is broken, break the game, and that's really sad because I was really excited for this set. I love the aesthetic. I thought it was a beautiful set. It was actually fun to open. This was one of the more fun sets to open. Maybe I should give it more credit then. Maybe I'll do that. I mean, it's not much of a difference. It's really not much of a difference. I'll put it here. It was a fun set to open. Looking back on it, I would open that set some more, simply just because I enjoyed opening the cards from that set, and it was a beautiful set to look at. But yeah, it definitely felt a little flatter than I thought it would. I thought it was going to be, like, for me, one of the better sets that had been released, and so, yeah, it's kind of weird to put it here. And Rosetta. Rosetta, a Runeblade Wizard set. I have, over the past few years, just started to really come around and fully commit to just loving the Wizard class and everything about it. And I think the set is still very cool for me. I was thinking this would probably be the best set, period, but I think for me it falls right here. And I probably put it right there, actually. I think as far as playing is concerned, I would play, you know what? I think I actually might like this Rosetta set from a limited perspective as the best set ever created. Like, if we're just talking limited perspective, this to me is the best. That is easy for me to say. I've thought that since after the world premiere. This to me is the best limited set. As far as all the, you know what, honestly, as far as all the heroes is concerned, I might just put it here. I might just put it there. This might be the next best. Maybe no. I think I like this. I like Heavy Hitters as the best set personally. And then Rosetta, to me, this hits on a lot of things. I think the cool thing about this as well is that all the heroes in this set, except for Acilio, feel like they're so varied and so flexible that it's going to take a lot longer to dig into and actually figure out how they will best be optimized, and there still may not be an optimal build, which is, in my opinion, a very good thing. Acilio makes me really sad because he's really cool and really good and so fragile and not enough of a cannon to actually make it feel like a glass cannon. He just feels like a glass house that the moment you throw a stone, he shatters into a million pieces. But good players make him look even better. And that's the really interesting thing, is that I think that's the same thing with all of the heroes in the set. I think the limited format is the best that they've ever created. And I think the only thing that is a derision on this set is that it does not feel good to open. It doesn't, in no way, shape, or form did I enjoy, after opening all the boxes that I opened, and I opened boxes for MinMax as well, and it was just like, man, opening like 6 Majestics and like a Rainbow Foil Legendary did not feel nearly as good as opening like 8 Majestics and like a Rainbow Foil Legendary in other sets. Like the cold foil like equipment is actually, you know, the cold foil weapons, that's a benefit. That's actually very cool. But like the cold foil pieces of equipment that are like all commons, just that did not hit. That did not feel good. So like getting a cold foil legendary was like your only real rush. And then the marvels are incredibly beautiful. Like all the sigils are beautiful. The fact is that you don't play most of them. And that sucks because like you look at Uprising, heck, maybe the Uprising Marvels beat it out. Like if we're doing it just prettiest set, God, I could do tier lists for ages. What am I doing with all my other content? Tier lists from now on. For me, I don't know, like the Marvels for this set are just so freaking good compared to everything else because the Marvel Dragons are all playable. And the Marvels for this are sigils, and several of them are playable and most of them aren't. And so, yeah, I don't know. I'm going to put it here. So this is my ranking currently of the sets in Flesh and Blood for the first 5 years. This is all just off the cuff, so if you're offended personally, I apologize, but just know that I love the game of Flesh and Blood, and I enjoy doing random stuff like this. It's really, really fun. So if you want to play along, leave a comment down below with your tier list, or just make a tier like maker thing and then post it on Twitter or something like that. If you enjoy the video, make the number go slightly higher, and as always, thanks for watching.